Well, now we know where Kate gets her crazy from. Grandpa Jerry is crazy too. Like, in half, that's that's unhinged at best. And god damn it, Derek, why Jackson of all people? Why? Look at, I mean, I don't feel bad for him at all because he asked for it. But like just the simple of him turning him, it pissed me off a little bit. But low key, I'm kind of glad that his body is rejecting it because this is what you get. Like, now stop it. Leave it alone already. Now we have some new characters. Also loving the new do and everything, all the hair and everything. Um, but yeah, new characters. The camera guy that got his microchip bent in half. I feel like he might. I don't think he's a hunter or anything. He might be on Omega too, like the other guy. But I feel like he's gonna become a character as well. And then the guy who was digging the graves, as I think he's gonna be one of the new pack members from Derek. And what's going on with Lydia? Like, I don't think she's turning, but I feel like she's not all there. Poor girl's gonna it has PTSD. Like, she was already off from that first encounter at the movie store, but now it's just gonna be a whole different level. And oh my goodness, Scott and Allison, they just can't keep their hands off each other. It's kind of funny that their dad keeps catching them because, like, they're not gonna stop. And the whole banter between Styles and his dad, like, he's gonna give that man high blood pressure. And boo the teacher for taking his frustrations out on Styles just because he got caught up with the police. Like, that was lame. Now we gotta deal with reptiles too. First off, I'm gonna say Isaac's dad deserved it. He had it coming. I swear. And if Jackson ever finds out Isaac's changed and he didn't, he's gonna be so mad because he wants to be a werewolf so bad, like so bad. And you know what? I'm glad for him that he can't have it. That's the one thing that he wants. And he was a jerk to Lydia. He's been a jerk to everybody else, and he doesn't get to have the one thing that he wants. Like, thank you. And honestly, I'm liking this new dynamic. I love how Styles is the brains because he was so right. Like, without him, Scott would be lost. And then we have the inside woman with Allison giving them the deets on what the hunters are doing. Like, this is, I see a nice little teamwork going on, and I'm loving it. But the grandfather being the principal now, he's gonna, he's worse than Kate. Oh my goodness, like, he has a lot going on, and I feel like it's not going to take long for him to pick up on the fact that Scott is the other beta for sure. And I honestly think another guy, the one with the camera, I feel like he might be the reptilian character. That's going to be my first prediction of the season, but let's see what happens next. Also, last note, I do like Derek being the alpha. Like, I feel like the role suits him well, and he's doing really good at it. And I think it's showing, like, now that all the smoldering intensity and trauma is gone, I feel like he's coming into the role pretty nicely. Not gonna lie, I don't even blame Erica because if Derek came at me like that too, I'd fold in a second. And I really do like the whole Lydia and Styles. Like, I love them together. I hope that she kind of comes to her senses a little bit. I know she got a lot of work to work on, but the fact that I think it's like PTSD, but I feel like there's something else going on too, something to do with the scratch that she has, why she's still seeing, Peter. And I need Allison's mom to find something else to do. She's crazy. And finally, I was saying this all pretty much last season, like, they're finally going to tell us who the veterinarian is, or what he is rather, because like I said, they kept referencing him, so I knew there was something about him, and I can't wait to find out because I just need to know. And it looks like Derek finally has his pack now. He got the three. Isaac, I agree with Isaac because I feel like his situation was kind of weird. Erica, it just, I feel like her transformation happened too fast. Like, all of a sudden, the bite come with the personality change too. And then Sean, well, in this show, his name is Boyd, but I know him as Sean. I just kind of find him being there. It's just like I don't know, it's just the odd one out. And Jackson, he's making me nervous. That last scene when he lifted up that truck, please don't tell me I got excited for nothing and he actually, the bite's starting to work. Please tell me he did not get the powers. I knew the grandpa was going to find out. They were making it way too obvious. And honestly, I'm starting to get tired of this whole dynamic where Styles is always there for Scott, but Scott is never there for Styles when he really needs him. Like, he literally risked everything, and it could have been really bad if if Scott didn't have the know-how to actually go to the school and like figure out what was going on. Not to mention, that's not why he was at the school in the first place. He just happened to coincidentally stumble upon them. Like, they were this close, and it's not the first time that that's happened either. And poor Lydia. Like I said, I don't like her character that much, but I feel like she didn't deserve all this. And I have another. This is my second prediction of the season. I think the reptilian is her. There's too many coincidences with the revelation that she found. I'm not going to say the actual word, but you guys know what she found in her room, her and her mom, and the mirror thing. Like, I don't want it to be, but I feel like she is that. And this is gonna hurt Styles so much because I see them too. I can see them as endgame low key, and I feel like their relationship is starting to build. Like what she clearly doesn't have with Jackson, she has with Styles. But now the broken piece of herself has to be put together, and there's a possibility that there's a thing going on with her. And Boyd is about to mess it up for everybody. I can already see it now. I get that he's excited that people like him and he wants to be like Scott, but he's going about it the wrong way, and he needs to listen to the people who came before him because he's going to mess things up and he has no idea who's after him. Jackson? I mean, I knew there was something going on with him, but the reptilian? And they still haven't told us who the veterinarian is or what he is. And low key, I kind of like it when Allison gets spicy. Like, she doesn't let it happen often because she's like the sweet girl. But when you piss her off, like, she shows it to you. So now that I was wrong about the first prediction and Jackson's a reptilian, so how does Camera Guy fit into this? Like, is he going to be the one that explodes the other shifters? And just like the veterinarian, I feel like the therapist has something to do with the story too. The fact that Jackson needs a master for his transformation is very on brand for some reason. Which brings me to my third prediction of the season. I feel like Allison's grandfather. I mean, he was showing signs trying to control him. He might not be the master per se. I think he might be, but I feel like he also knows who else might be. So my second prediction, like if it's not the grandfather, it's going to be Allison's mom. And the reason why I say that is because she's popping up a lot this season. Like, showing up as a teacher. She popped up on Scott's mom. I feel like she has a role to play. Like, she's normally not the most action-packed person, but she's more so behind the scenes and the brains behind operations. And she has the crazy know-how to do so. So I feel like she might be the master that's trying to control Jackson. And honestly, can we get Scott and Allison to stop sucking face for like 2 seconds to lock in? Because literally the whole reason why he got away was because they weren't paying attention. They really need to give Lydia some grace and give her some, like, she's smart enough to understand what's going on. Like, she has to know how to be a central part of the team that they have. So I feel like they need to tell her more about what's going on and stop treating her like she's like a porcelain doll, because I feel like she could be a very valuable member of the team if they're just honest and actually listen to her when she says she needs to tell them something, because I feel like a lot of stuff that she's seeing has a role to play in what's going on as well. Please tell me they're not about to have Lydia resurrect this man. I mean, I know she was going through it, but completely psychosis, making somebody up, that's on a whole nother level. Because at first I was about to say Styles has some competition, he needs to step it up. Whole time he's not even real. And I kind of feel for Scott's mom, because I feel like she's trying her best and understanding what's going on with him and, trying to make things better. But honestly, she's making things worse. Like, going to Allison's mama was the last thing that she should have did. And I'm with Styles on this one. Camera Guy, he's a shifty character. Like, anytime Styles says something, it seems like he's right. So I feel like that's like foreshadowing low key, because every time there's a prediction or he's like guessing something or even just being jokey, like, he ends up being right. So there has to be something wrong with the guy, because how did he know to send that video to, or send the information about the Kanima to himself? Like, and then he was just reading it all casually, like nothing affected him, and he didn't even ask any questions about it. And did anybody else find it weird that he was still alive after he got attacked? Like, I understand Erica because she's a werewolf, but it seems like whenever the Kanima attacks somebody, they paralyze him. So why was he not paralyzed? I mean, He might have been. They didn't say, but I feel like, the whole idea of them saying that they can't be poisoned on their own supply or their own poison can't hurt them, maybe prediction number 4 incoming, he might be either part of the family or he's like the master or something. And then the whole thing with Jackson and the snake. So Allison's mom done went and got herself bit, which serves her right because she went after the wrong person for real. And honestly, I think at this point trying to save Jackson is just helpless because he's too far gone. Like, he knows what he's doing, and even though he's like acting like as if he's in a daze and somebody else is controlling him, I honestly feel like a little part of him does have some kind of consciousness where he can control some of his actions. Maybe that's just me thinking the worst of him because I despise him, like he gets on my nerves, but I honestly feel like he has the power to fight some of the things that he's doing. He's just choosing not to because he feels alone. Like, he heard everything everybody says about him. He knows that people feel a certain type of way about him, but that's of his own doing, and now he just doesn't care anymore. And I think we are on borrowed time when it comes to Allison and Scott. They're just starting to drift apart, and Allison didn't say I love you back, so we all know in teen world that just means it's over pretty much. Where's Lydia? She didn't make an appearance this episode. Where's she at? And I'm so glad they're all finally working together, like the pack members and Scott. Like, at first I was like rooting for them. I was hoping they were gonna get together and be like a whole big happy family, but now that they were working together and Scott gave Isaac, that reassurance, like, hey bro, like, I care about you. I want to make sure you're okay. Like, I could tell the dynamics changed a little bit. And we already knew from season 1 Derek had a soft spot for Scott anyway. Even though he didn't change him himself, I still feel like that was the closest thing to a brother that he had since he lost his whole family. And Styles is going to be okay. I know you were the reason why your dad lost his job, but I have a feeling, because it always happens this way, he's going to get it back. Watch. Just, you wait. Your efforts were not in vain. I promise you. And if this man does not tell them who he is, if he says, I'm a veterinarian one more time, I'm going to crash out. Because I said it. I said that the therapist, she's too intuitive. She knows something. I knew that there was something going on with her. The fact that her and the veterinarian have some, just for my sanity. What are you? Lydia, girl, what did you do? I honestly thought that once you lose the alpha, you can't gain it back. And I really hope that Derek doesn't stay not the alpha anymore for much longer, because honestly the pack that he's built has been like really helpful, but I don't know. I don't like where this is going. And this is officially the beginning of Allison's hunter/villain era. I already see it coming. Because first she was already battling with herself between being a hunter and the girlfriend and helpless and things. But now after losing her mom, like that was really sad. I didn't like her, but the way that she went out, I kind of felt for that. And this is why whenever your parents say they want to talk to you, you make sure you speak to them because you never know. And I knew it, camera guy. I said it on prediction number 4. I said that he was going to be involved somehow, and he's the master. Honestly, it makes sense with his technology know-how and everything, and how he was super invested in the signs were there. Like that one, we kind of could see. And now that Styles and Scott know he's afraid of water, like I want to see what the correlation is with the people that he started to off, if that was because of his brother or if that was a personal thing, because clearly when he got in the pool he said he couldn't swim and he was freaking out, so there has to be something there. Okay, so the veterinarian apparently is an advisor. I mean, it's not exactly everything that I needed to know, but it's something. And officially shit's hit the fan. Scott's mom knows. Styles' dad probably, I didn't really see if he saw, but I'm pretty sure he knows now as well. Like, at least he knows about super beings. Derek knows that Scott was setting them up and was working with Gerard. Gerard and Jackson are now master and like whatever. Like, there's a lot going on. And like I said, this was going to be the start of Allison's villain era as far as, being a hunter. Losing her mom was literally everything that it took to be the hunter that Gerard wanted her to be, because honestly he was manipulating the whole situation, just telling her all that like hoopla about the note and everything. I feel like he was adding extra to add to her, fury. But yeah, she's a whole new person now. And now that makes me curious to see how that's going to be with Scott, considering, well, Scott says he's part of the pack, but then he flip flops. So who knows if he is actually like part of Derek's pack or not, considering that he already set them up. Like, there's going to be a lot of shifts and a lot of different like relationship changes. And I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to work. And again, somebody check on Lydia, because she's the one that started this whole thing with the original alpha. I thought Derek wasn't an alpha anymore. I was wrong. So he's still alpha, which is good. But his uncle is now out and well, and all the burns are gone and healed and everything. So who's going to be the alpha now? Like, are they going to have to fight for it? Since he saw Jackson and Gerard make that pact, like, is he going to try to make a pact with them? Like, what's going to happen? Gerard has Styles. Gerard has Styles. I swear to you guys, if something happens to Styles, I'm going to lose it. I'm not going to even finish the show. Because y'all were telling me that it was going to be a lot of twists and turns and I was going to cry and have my tissues ready. If Styles gets hurt, I'm not watching this anymore. And of course, Allison is on like a vengeance movement, like that was given. I knew she wasn't going to take it easy on Erica anyway, because she didn't really like her. But now, with everything, like, her heart's missing. So she's just going to be a badass, like, for the rest of, probably the rest of the whole series, for real. And I feel like they're gearing up to set us up for Scott being an alpha. That's what I would say my fifth prediction of the season is going to be. Not necessarily it's going to happen this season, but maybe next season or in future seasons. I feel like his bond with Isaac, that's the beginning of him becoming like into that alpha role, because they even touched on it before. Derek said he's already an alpha of his own pack and he was talking about his friends and everything. But what if he's actually going to be the alpha in that area and he's going to take over Derek's spot? All I know is Styles better be okay. Alright, so Jackson's alive and he's a werewolf now. Hooray. But most importantly, Styles is okay. He got beat up, but he's alive. So that's all I care about. And I really hope Gerard didn't turn into one of the lizard things. I already forgot what the name was, but his skin or the insides turned black, like kind of like how Jackson was. So I'm hoping that this is not a repeat of that, because if so, he's going to be a huge problem. And I'm still shooting for, like, I'm hoping for Lydia and Styles. Like, I know he came back, or Styles came back and they had the whole key and the whole symbolism thing. Like, it's a teenage show. So I'm still hoping for Endgame with Styles and Lydia. Now, does this mean Allison's dad and Scott are going to be friends now? Well, not friends, but like, in the very least on the same team. Like, I feel like they now have a mutual respect where he knows that Scott is going to do the right thing. He's not going to be like how the other monsters are. And, he wants to be the right thing. Like, he's one of the few hunters that actually have a good level head on his shoulders. So I feel like he should be the head instead of Allison, honestly, because she's letting her emotions run her right now. I mean, obviously, she lost her auntie, she lost her mom. Like, there's a lot going on with her. So I feel like Allison's dad should, like, kind of take over, because he is the most rational out of all the hunters I've seen so far. And so, are we supposed to be okay with the uncle now? Like, are we just supposed to accept that Peter's back and, like, nothing happened last season? Because everybody's so nonchalant. Like, he's just there, hanging out, helping out, and he tried to kill everybody. And now y'all got an alpha pack coming. Like, let's go. Season 3.